I thank you, God, for this platform, media, to spread your word in love. Speak through me, from my will to thy will. I surrender and allow you to speak through me as your holy instrument, blazing all flesh desires in violet fire, transmuting all fear. Thank you, Abba. In Jesus' name, the Holy Mother, I am your divine child. Ashe. Blessed be. May the messages that come forth now be timeless for whoever may need them when they come across it. May they be clear and concise and only helpful. Thank you. This is a timeless message channeled for the collective of individuals who consider themselves light workers, shadow workers, or honestly just individuals who are on a path for wholeness within self, unity and balance within self. I am going to pull specifically just with the time that we're in right now for the upcoming solar Aries eclipse on March 29th. Let's start. I am going to keep the same deck and same setup as the full moon eclipse that occurred on the 14th. So I'm going to use the Starseed Oracle by Rebecca Campbell. And we're gonna look at what is the current call of the collective in their fated life versus their destined life, and how do we bridge the two. Again, with this being timeless, eclipse seasons that occur every year, every single year, we have the eclipse experience with the relationship that occurs between our planet, the moon, and the sun. These have become to be known as times of great change and redirection. If you're someone who desires to walk the soul's path, working with the nodes of fate as well as eclipse seasons, I have found have been a powerful experience for myself, and reassurance in knowing that all of us are already all on path. We are all on path. And what occurs during eclipses, if maybe we're not living to our soul's path, right? If we're living to our soul, our ego path, we're not aligned with what our soul wants to do. It can feel like crisis to be redirected to your soul's path, because the life that you were living is not what your soul desires, yearns for. In a sense, it could be a little bit of a lie. So crisis moments occur to redirect us. That's why traditionally eclipse time was feared, as it can bring about change, but all of this change is always for your highest benefit. Always for your highest benefit. So much love, as I know we're right in the middle of eclipses, the beginning of 2025. So much love for you if life has already been feeling crisis and chaotic like, but know that it serves the higher purpose of putting you where you need to be, redirecting you to where you were meant to be. And when you start to live a more soul-aligned life, this time of year is not as hectic, right? Myself, I consider myself someone who has consistently been intentionally living a soul path life and using eclipses and nodes to help me navigate, help me co-create with something higher than myself. And although there's time, also, like, I'm not immune. the shocks and shaking that this time can bring, I take it a lot differently. And if anything, I'm so grateful. Like, whew, okay, I was not seeing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me integrate this. So I'm gonna, as always, share the quick attunement prayer from the author, and then I'll pull the cards here. Again, we are thinking Aries, new moon. It's not an Aries new moon, it's a new moon, but it's an Aries solar eclipse. It's a new astrological year. I call upon the ancient wisdom of the stars and Akasha, star keepers, star ancestors, councils of light, benevolent beings of the highest realms only. Come, come, come. Great Cosmic Mother, I surrender to your holding. Grandmother Moon, I surrender to your rhythmic pulse. Great Cosmic Father, I surrender to your protection. Grandfather Sun, I surrender to your support. I bow to the wisdom of my own inner temple and allow my soul's true voice to step in. I activate the portal of my heart as a gateway between heaven and earth. I allow my personality to step out of the way. May these cards act as doorways to the wisdom deep within the temple of my heart and the heart of all those I read for. May they only ever reveal the heart's deepest, purest, and most potent prayers and the soul's highest callings for the good of all people and beings. May the guidance and messages only ever be kind, clear, supportive, and helpful. Moving from my will to thy will, I step out of the way. I call upon the pulse and grounded wisdom of the earth. Stone people, plant people, keepers of the earth. Guide me in all those I read for by allowing the cards to reveal the grounded action that's most helpful and only ever for the highest benefit of all. May they anchor and beat all who come into contact with them back home to the effortless rhythm of you, dear sweet mother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What is the call of the fated life, the ego life, or the collective? Time and space. What does this collective need to know? What are we being called during this Aries solar eclipse? What is this soul, the fated life call? What is the fated life call? Portal popping out here. Karmic relationships in my view. What is the call? The courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. Very beautiful. The peony is such a light, beautiful pink color, and lots of little butterflies. So, you know, right now where we're already at, like, I feel that heart opening, maybe from last eclipse season, has been going well, right? The heart has been blossoming. And on the image, she's kind of like this, where all of her body and being is like cosmic looking. So expanding our courageous heart, okay? Beautiful, okay? What is the soul call? What is the collective soul's destined call for this Aries solar eclipse? What is the collective's soul call? Collective soul call. Loosen your grip. Coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. It also came up in a personal reading for thyself. The imagery is kind of like someone falling down a hole, right? Like there's like the rocks on the side, and woo, woo, she's just falling down. And even the color, there's an invitation to surrender more, right? Like just looking at that originally, like as a collective, as people, we are very in our mind. So a lot of times I visually like to like drop my mind down to my heart. Let me drop out of the mind and drop into the heart. And we're doing the work right now of opening our heart. But that we're still too in control. Whether that be fear. Yeah, a lot of fear and the addictions. Keep letting go, right? Fully trust what was eclipsed out, what will be eclipsed in. And with it being like a new moon as well too, like once we've put in that intention of that it is that we want, letting go completely, and knowing that we will fall where we were meant to be. I'm gonna move on to the next card. But the bridge is we the Hathor. So blessed. Thank you, Hathor, for being here. It says deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. Okay. Birth as a portal, and portal came up earlier. And, you know, just more like that with the astrological weather out there. For my conscious awareness, Venus's cycle of the pattern that's created in the sky between the relationship of Venus in her own cycle and Earth's own cycle, the way that they co-respond with the sun creates a beautiful flower rose in the sky with 5 petals. And yesterday was the birth of Venus reappearing in our night sky now as Morningstar during dawn, as she starts her new 8-year cycle, her new petal, the 4th petal. So why I bring that up is this time was really like a very more potent death rebirth energy here, right? Like this eclipse is very always a portal, but it was a death and rebirth portal. And here we are in spring. Bottom of the deck is big picture thinking, radiant energy, visionary, inspired ideas. Top of the deck is I'm sorry, defenselessness, righting past wrongs, uprooting. Top and that's bottom. See, in the big picture thinking also has like that portal gateway appearing here. And now that I bring up Venus too, I am borrowing these inquisitions. I believe Goddess Rising. Big shout out to that community. I'm inspired to use your questions here now, as we are all entering a new Venus cycle. Give us more here. Give us more here. But first, I actually really want to go to the We the Hathors card. So I believe too, I really enjoy the inquiry and activation that's here. But my hands so happen to be on Courageous Peony. So let's see what the book has to say for extra hits for you, for extra resonance. Flowers don't open and close according to who walks by. They embrace all of what they are and show it to the world around them. The peony doesn't try to compete with the cherry blossom, and the cherry blossom doesn't try to compete with the tulip. They own what they are and trust the timing of their true nature, and you're being called to do the same. It's time to open yourself up and be seen. Time to share your incredible, multifaceted, true nature with the world around you. This is our fated call. This is what we are already doing. If we were to do nothing different, this is just what the path is that we are walking. Inquiry, so a question to journal and take away for self is, how are you being called to allow yourself to be more visible and seen in the world? Loosening our grip. So what is this eclipse portal, like our soul really calling up the collective? What is the soul call of our collective? We're cyclical beings, and Mother Earth teaches us to be human every day with the coming and going of the tides and seasons. If you're clinging to anything, you're resisting the natural flow of who you are. The things we cling to are so often those we need to let go of. The food, the substances, the relationship, the job, the people pleasing. The things we cling to often cover up our most vulnerable space, the part we're most afraid to leave empty, the part we guard and don't let grace into. But by keeping that space covered with something that doesn't serve us, or clinging to it for fear of it not staying of its own accord, we prevent ourselves from receiving the things that will. A Course in Miracle tells us, whatever we leave empty, grace will fill. And the Buddha said, you could only lose what you cling to, and indeed both are true. You're being called to find the courage to loosen your grip and give up control. Release your coping mechanisms and leave space for grace and God to enter, to surrender all that feels dense to the divine. The inquiry here is, what are you clinging to? What are you clinging to for fear of nothing coming to take its place? Now the bridge. So the bridge, the offer of what's to help us move from just being courageous enough to show up and shine our light to still letting go of whatever control we are still holding into, so that we can not only shine our light, but receive. Like if you're too controlling and your grip's too tight, how can the divine bless you with the miracles? Birth is a portal that ushers in new life. The Hathors are here to remind you that you're a child of the Cosmic Mother, and you're being called to be held by her deep, never-ending love and embrace. This is a tender, nourishing card reminding you to receive the deep, deep love of the Mother's embrace. The Hathors know that the journey on earth can be rocky and lonely at times, but you're being reminded to rest more deeply in the Mother's arms. This card is of extreme potency, of femininity, of creation, and of birth. You're being called to mother yourself and others too, to surrender to your sacred femininity, to create and surrender to your own creations, to hold and be held. You're being called to remember your place in the web of life and to realize that the Cosmic Mother is watching you every step of the way. You may be going through a transition right now, moving from one way of being to another. If so, you're being reminded that you're cradled in a sacred container, that you're more held than you can possibly imagine. And you have access to more love than your heart can bear. More love than our hearts can bear. That's why, again, if you follow along, timeless no matter what, but last reading, I also created a clearing heart meditation to clear residual clings in our heart for this, so we can be open to receive the love that is so much your heart right now couldn't even bear it. How can I open myself to more love? If you're struggling in any way, you're being reassured that things will work out. It's gonna be okay. Open yourself to receiving the overflowing love of the Cosmic Mother flooding towards you in every direction. Let it stretch your heart. So we're being called here to stretch our heart. The activation of this card. Please use the portals of your eyes so this may sink into your heart. I allow the deep love of the Cosmic Mother to wash over me. I am loved. I am held. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna pull some more. I just don't know what deck to use. I'm gonna use Osho Zen Tarot. This is one of my favorite teachers out there. So I'm gonna use little Osho. So again, it's 3 questions. 3 questions just to help us hone and focus in more on like what's going on with Venus right now in her retrograde cycle and her new petal cycle, right? Like Venus, like Venus, we are reborn right now, okay? This is a huge time in our lives where what part of us is being reborn? Is the first question. What part of us is being reborn through fire and water? What part of us is being reborn through fire and water? What part of us is being reborn through fire and water? What part of us is being reborn through fire and water? The other questions. What kind of love do you now lead with? What new archetypal frequency is emerging within you? So question 1, what part of you is being reborn through fire and water? What part of you is being reborn through fire and water? What part of us is being reborn through fire and water? And I say fire and water because the author of who created these questions pointing out with Venus's cycle right now, yes, she is reborn as Morningstar in Aries. Here's fire energy. So this new petal is fire and she retrogrades back into Pisces. So we've got the beginning and the end, the alpha and the omega. Do you see how much more potent this like rebirth portal is? It's beautifully aligned. It's magical to me. So what's being reborn through fire and water for the collective? Silence. It's the sky has like a face in it and it's meditating with the full moon as the third eye. I also got this card for this, for my personal reading. Let me answer the rest of the questions and we'll dive in. Okay. What kind of love do you now lead with? Collective. What kind of love do we now lead with? What kind of love? The mind. Page of mind. I'm going to pull a clarifier. There. Clarifier, please. Clarify the mind. Adventure. Page of rainbows. Okay, so what kind of love do we now lead with? Thank goodness for the clarifier. But I find that interesting because to me it's indicative that like we're not, that's what's underneath. That's what's there, available. What new archetypal frequency is emerging within you? What new type of archetypal frequency is emerging within you? Seven of fire, stress. I'm gonna grab a clarifier as well too. What new archetypal frequency is emerging within the collective? What type of frequency? This was reversed, but eight of rainbow, ordinariness. I cannot say that word right now. All right. So what's being reborn? To answer this super individually for each of us, there's a call to just reflect, meditate, you know, a stillness, a quietness is emerging, and within that quietness, you will be shown, will be told more clearly what part of you is being reborn. Yes, the more the allowing space for the silence is what's really, because without the silence, this is what's just here, right? This is just what's here. But there's something under that. There's something under these. Mind and stress. Mind way overworked. Our minds are way overworked. And this is the kind of love you're leading with. Do we want to lead love through the mind? Overworked mind? This is where loosening your grip is coming. Remember how I just shared? Like, collectively, we're still so stuck here. And sometimes I even have to, like, when I start a meditation, just visualize my brain dropping to my heart. My brain dropping to my heart. And I do that by being silent and still. Mind drop to my heart, because leading with love from this mind like that, without loosening our grip, just leads for us looking like a wild creature just trying to juggle everything, balance on a ball that's not grounded and stable, just waiting for life to boop, poke it, boop, poke it. So the type of love that's offered for us to lead with is innocence, your inner child coming out, because now that you've dropped into the heart here, now that you're playing with the cards, now that you've dropped to the heart, a more innocence of curiosity and adventure can start to come. Like, you lead with love from your innocent heart, because your overworked mind serving as a place to lead from love is just going to lead to stress. Okay? And a stress juggling monkey person is not, it's not an ideal emergence. It's like the shadow that can emerge in this energy. It's what can emerge with trying to, like, be over crammed, try to do too much, now you're juggling too much. What is really on offer to also emerge a curious, innocent mind, heart. And then if we're silent and we're dropping in from there, the new type of archetypal frequency that's emerging, this makes me think of just a deeper love and appreciation for the ordinary side of life. Washing the dishes is so ordinary, but can be a profoundly beautiful spiritual moment. So I found that very interesting, that reading. Thank you, Osho. So, in alignment with the fated life and destined life, use this new moon to just be quiet within self. So can you silence some within yourself so that you may drop even more, loosen your grip even more on all the details and all the stress that you got going on in here. Drop to your heart and start your adventure from there, because now the ordinary is sublime. The ordinary is sublime. There's always great wordings in the author, but adventure and ordinariness is what I feel called to speak on. Okay, hold on, I need to get to the rainbows. Thank you, I'm sorry for the delays. This is all meant to be, just how it is. When you are truly in a spirit of adventure, we are moving just like this child, full of trust, out of the darkness of the forest into the rainbow of the light. We go step by step, drawn by our sense of wonder into the unknown. Adventure really has nothing to do with the plans and maps and programs and organization. This represents a quality that can come to us anywhere, at home or in office, in the wilderness or in the city, in a creative project or in a relationship with others. Whenever we move into the new and unknown with the trusting spirit of a child, innocent and open and vulnerable, even the smallest things of life can become the greatest adventures. One moment. And we're getting long here. Sometimes it happens that you become one in some rare moment. Watch the ocean, the tremendous wildness of it, and suddenly you forget your split schizophrenia, you relax. Or moving in the Himalayas, seeing the virgin snow on the Himalayan peaks, suddenly a coolness surrounds you and you need not be false because there is no other human being to be false to. You fall together. Or listening to music, beautiful music, you fall together. Whenever, in whatsoever situation, you become one, a peace, a happiness, a bliss surrounds you, arising within you. You can live an extraordinary life in a very ordinary life. Cutting wood, chopping wood, cleaning the floor, cooking food. Because the whole question is of you doing your action totally, enjoying, delighting in it. So again, more call to loosen our grip because we are supported right now, okay? We've been courageous and keep being courageous and let go some more, because Spirit is wanting us to loosen and slow down so that we can really align with our heart to adventure from there, because all of life becomes extraordinary from there. Oh, love. Yay. Big bell now. Woo. Woo. Let's end on just some positive affirmations for the collective. I got some affirmations, some chakra affirmations too to give us. Let's just go one. Oh, you're the one. Today is a fresh start. Today is a new day. Every day is Judgment Day. How will you choose to live your day? Today is a brand new day that I will embrace as a new beginning and make the most of this day, because today is a fresh start. What chakras need some love right now? Chakra love, chakra love. What energy vortex system could use some amplifying affirmations today? Oh. All right, I'm gonna just go with the one that flew out. And it's the sacral chakra. Sexuality, creativity. I honor and respect my sexuality and allow the natural flow of my feelings. I acknowledge that my sexual thoughts and feelings will arise, and I release unnecessary guilt regarding sex. I am open to the positive sensual feelings coming to me from others. At the same time, I keep my sexual activities well directed and in balance. So, all right, that was probably for somebody, for all of us, because that center is our creativity, right? So, thank you. Thank you, collective, for tuning in. Thank you, Spirit, for the messages, for myself, for us, for all of us. I'm always grateful to be the channel for your grace. Have a blessed day.